Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the PokerGO podcast. My name is Donnie Peters. His name is Tim Duckworth, and it is here, the moment we have all been waiting for. I have no idea how many days it's been. It feels like it's been
today's the 48th.
48 days. No, but I'm talking about like since the main event started, how many days it's been. I think it's been 12 days total, but if you count the day ones as 1 day, the day twos as 2 days, as another single day, I think it's been 8 days. I don't know. Thousands of bust outs, almost 10,000 bust outs, huh?
No.
What?
No,
What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
There's been crazy hands.
Yes.
There has been massive, shout out massive swings in chip counts, one of which involved Michael the Grinder Mizrachi, and we'll talk about that. But the story is the WSOP Main Event final table is set. It is locked in. 9 players remain. They came from a field of 9,735, and they're all chasing that one dream and $10 million up top. We got big names. We got some underdogs in the mix. We got some breakout stars. There's international flair that's going on at this final table. You know, there really is a bit of everything, right? And of course, finally, The Rock has no, just kidding. Leo Margets. For the first time in 30 years, we have a woman at the WSOP Main Event final table. Let's go, Leo.
You know, Margets means rock in French.
Right? Well, that's even better. Let's go,
I just made that up.
Leo, baby. So we got that. We're going to hit on it all. This is poker's biggest stage, of course, the WSOP Main Event. We've been talking about it 4 days. It's the chance of a lifetime. 9 of these players are about to etch their name in poker history. And then one of them gets the title of world champion. $10 million is coming that player's way as well. We're going to break it all down on this podcast. We're going to talk on the storylines. We're going to talk about, who these players are, kind of run through the bio of each of the final 9. We'll tell you guys about the chip counts, how they all stack up. We'll even recap a little bit on how they got there today. They played down from 24 to 9. It is 2:45 a.m. on Monday, July 14th. So it's been quite a long day. They did start an hour later, but still, it went pretty long into the early morning of Monday. But before we jump in, as always, quick reminder for you guys out there, whether you're listening or watching, like, subscribe, rate, review to the PokerGO podcast, wherever you're tuning in. Please, it does really help us grow. That's Spotify, that's Apple, that's YouTube, that's elsewhere. Wherever you're getting us in your ears or you're watching us on your screens, please do help us grow. Just hit the button, subscribe, give us 5 stars, all that sort of stuff. We always say that it helps us, and trust me when I say that it does help us, okay? And then, if you love online poker, but you don't want to spend a dime playing it, then head on over to playpokergo.com. It's free to play. It is super easy to jump into. And yeah, it actually feels like real poker, real authentic poker. We're talking real players. We got real hands. There's real fun. There are real ring games. There are real tournaments. There are real sit and goes. It is real. Playpokergo.com. It's all there. You can also download it to your iOS or your Android device. So fire it up today, take your seat, and we will see you at the tables. All right. Let's meet the final 9. Again, they came from a field of 9,735, 9,735. Third largest main event field in history. Sitting atop the counts. We're gonna go in order, right? We're gonna start with the chip leader. I want to give him his dues, and then of course we're gonna touch on the Leo Margets story. We gotta touch on Michael the Grinder, Mizrachi, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So first up, we got John Wasnock, a 50-year-old father of 4 from Washington State. Big Seattle sports fan. He had some Seattle sports hat on today.
Mariners.
Was it Mariners?
Pretty sure it was Mariners.
All right. Well, it had the colors of the Seattle Kraken. But it was the Mariners S, I think. So I'm not exactly sure. That's why I was kind of like, I didn't know which one it was.
Lucky we had lots of pictures of these guys.
He works as an investment consultant. He started playing poker way back in 1983, the year that I was born.
Damn,
with his family. breakout year in 2025 with $143,000 in live tournament earnings. He's very active in his local community. He sits on youth sports boards. He says poker is just a fun hobby of his. And then if he wins, he's going to plan on taking his family on a cruise. I mean, he could already take him on a cruise. He's already winning $1 million. Everyone left is getting $1 million. So you can go on a cruise. You can sail around the freaking world. So John, he was down to, I think, around somewhere between like 10 and 15 big blinds throughout the day today. But he was able to run it back up. When he got to the final table of 10, he was bunched in a group that had, they were kind of jockeying for the chip lead. But then the final hand is what gave Wasnock the chip lead or secured him the chip lead. He took out Padron. Was it Joe Padron?
Josh
Padron? Yeah. I forget. Padron. Apologies, sir. But he took him out. It was a raise from Wasnock with a couple of eights, min raise. Who was the other gentleman that called?
Luka.
Yeah,
it was Luka.
Bojovic calls in position with ace king, which is understandable because you're playing 10-handed. The guy's raising under the gun. There's this really short stack of Padron. He folds over to Padron on the button, and he goes all in for, I think, like 8 big blinds.
Yeah, about 8 big blinds.
With
12 million.
Ace 6 off, which is an incredible punt.
Is it really a punt?
Oh my God. Are you serious? It's an outrageous punt. Like, I don't even act like it's not. This is an outrageous punt.
I'm just joking.
And it was so. It seems so out of character for him because he played
snug.
He played
really snug.
Pretty snug, pretty solid all day. I know I believe the story was he only had around like $14,000 or $15,000 or something like that in live tournament earnings coming out here. He came out here to play the Gladiators and I think the mini main event, but then his wife convinced him, no, you're out there already. You might as well play the main. And look, he's in the final 10. I mean, he didn't seem like a world beater as a player, but that's fine. He certainly held his own.
Mm-hmm.
He was very much in the mix. Again, he played very solid. And then it was just like all of a sudden he just spazzed out with this ace 6. Like, I don't know. It just must have been a combination of a few things, in my opinion. One, it was 2:30 a.m. He's probably dead ass tired. He's been playing for 8 days. Like, I get it, right? So there's that factor that comes into it. Also, he had dwindled down to these like 8 big blinds or so, and he's probably like, can I get a hand? Can I get a hand? Can I get a hand? And we've all been there as poker players. And then finally, like, you see a hand that is not that good, but it looks better because you haven't seen anything. You're looking around the table. Everyone's got a boatload of chips. You got the pressure of the crowd, the lights, the cameras, everything, and you make a mistake. So it happens, right? But
are you saying the A6 is a punt just because we're 10-handed in the WSOP main event, or like we could be at the South Point Nightly and it's still a punt?
No, it's a punt. In that situation, there's a $250K pay jump. You can't like.
No, I'm saying ignoring that. Trying to ignore the main event side of things.
The guy opening under the gun. Think about how Bojovic approached the hand. He has ace king.
Yeah.
He's just flatting a raise from under the gun because an under the gun range 10-handed is like astronomically tight. Has to be astronomically tight. It just has to be, especially with a $250K pay jump on the line.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be very tight. And it's not like Wasnock was getting crazily out of line. I know he had a lot of chips, but he was not stepping out of line at all. So you have that. So then the guy flats, right? And then so you're for sure going to get called by one, if not two of these guys, because you just don't have enough chips. You have 8 big blinds. So ace 6 off, it just doesn't play well against really anything. Even in the hands that like you're ahead, let's say king queen suited. I mean, that's still, you're not like a slam dunk ahead. You're flipping. Like, it's just not that good of a spot. So yeah, I mean, he should have folded and waited for a better spot. I just, again, I think it was probably just a combination of many things. Probably didn't see a good hand for a while, was getting short on chips, felt a little bit of pressure. It was tired, playing long days, tired, all that sort of stuff. I mean, shit happens.
And he was also, significantly short compared to the next biggest stack, Jarod Minghini, basically has double his stack.
That's what I mean. Like, you're looking around the table, you're like, shit, I got to make something happen. Like, what's going on? So anyway, he ends up getting called in both spots. Wasnock called, and then Bojovic called, which maybe an argument to be made that Bojovic could have back jammed, but still decided to play it slow. Wasnock and Bojovic end up checking it down. It comes Jack 5-5, 9, Jack, and then the 8s win for Wasnock, and that's that. We lose Padron in 10th place. He takes home $750K. Everyone locks up $1 million, and Wasnock locked up the chip lead.
Was, you are the chip leader going into the World Series of Poker main event final table. Tell me what it is like to hear that.
I don't know what to say. It's been a hell of a run. I was down to 10 bigs about 3 hours ago, I think. Just kind of kept grinding. Played a short stack. It's been a roller coaster. I've been up and down, but I've been fortunate. I've had good cards. I played well. Play well, run well. That's what you got to do.
How special is this moment considering your family was able to make the trip, is here supporting you?
Makes it a lot more special for sure. Got a good group and hopefully some more people coming down to watch on Tuesday.
Any sense yet of how much pressure you will feel come this final table?
I kind of feel like I'm free rolling. I haven't felt overwhelmed by anything. I feel comfortable. Just play my game.
That also locked up the first woman to make the WSOP main event final table since 1995, when Barbara Enright did it. Leo Margets, the Spanish poker pro, the Spanish Poker Hall of Famer, which I did not know there was a Spanish Poker Hall of Fame, but I guess she is in it. She's also a WSOP bracelet winner. She won the closer.
Oh, that's right.
Back at the
Rio.
It was at the Rio. I don't know which year it was, but she won it at the Rio. 2021. So the last year at the Rio. She's a Winamax ambassador. She first kind of broke on the scene years ago when she was the last woman standing in the WSOP main event. I believe that was 2009. She made the final 3 tables. Ended up finishing in 27th place there. Nowadays, she is the host of what is called the Wild Project podcast. She also coaches through Mento Poker. She's got a background in management and communications. She turned pro after she had some early success. She believes poker helps people improve decision-making in life through logic and emotional control. So Leo Margets, absolutely crushing it. I remember back on day one, I'm pretty sure she bluffed a guy off 2 pair. He had ace-10. I'm pretty sure that was what he had. And it was an outrageous fold. It was a crazy bluff by her, and I can't remember if she could have been out or would have been severely crippled. Either way, if she gets called there, she's not going on this run. It changes everything. She ends up going on this run in absolutely, positively chaotic hand today.
It's great. It was great.
The entire poker world was just could not contain themselves.
Yeah.
She gets it all in against, I don't remember who it was against. Carrera.
Yeah.
Was it him?
I think so.
She has jacks. He has ace king. They get it all in for what is like a 60 million chip pot. She does cover her opponent, yes, but
it was like 2 big blinds, I think.
She would have been crushed. She would have had, a couple big blinds after that. And the flop comes ace high, but it has 2 clubs. She has the jack of clubs. It comes club. And when that club hit on the river, the deuce of clubs, it erupted in here. It erupted over there. It erupted in Paris. That was the moment. And when that happened, I knew. I was like, she's making it.
Yeah.
I said fold to the final table, but she's making it. She's locked in. I think she had 70 million chips after that hand, winning that pot. And that was the moment that changed history forever. It was simply freaking iconic. It really was. And, she's celebrating with her rail. Everyone in here knew what that moment meant. It was like, oh my gosh, it's actually going to happen. But when that ace hit, man, we all were like, again, this is going to get effed up again. That was the feeling, because we've been so close so many times, and then it just always comes crumbling down for whatever reason. And again, we were like, of course, an ace on the flop. Of course. But then the poker gods just came right in, and they said, no, mother effers, let's go. Club, boom. We're giving it to Leo Margets, so let's freaking go.
Leo Margets, you are the first woman in the modern era to make the World Series of Poker main event. What does that mean to you?
It's so unreal, but I mean, I don't know. Right now, it's just like really, it's a dream, and you know, they are. I'm so glad I'm cheering with them. I mean, it means so much. It's like how lucky I am to live this.
Tell me what the moment was like when you were with everybody on the rail, when that club arrived on the river.
That is, I think, the most incredible moment of my life.
We're going to let you celebrate with your friends. Congratulations on a great run, and we'll see Leo soon at the final table.
All right, so that was Jeff talking to Leo Margets. I don't know if you heard Jeff there, but he said she's the first woman in the modern era to make the WSOP main event.
Yeah, the first ever to play the main event.
No, to make the main event. Like she made it. Like
she made the main event.
She make the final table. She made
the main event.
final
She made
nine.
it.
No, she just made the main event.
Is that a duck up for Jeff Flatt? Sounds like it is.
I mean, that's a complete F up. I don't know what that is.
We may need to edit that in post.
We need to,
This is only the biggest stage, Jeff.
You know what needs
doing?
to happen? You know what needs to happen? The next Will Kassouf interview has to go to Jeff Platt. I'm sorry. Like like Natalie, she's now bumped off the rookie tier. Jeff is back into the rookie. Like, you gotta like
this will
he gets demoted.
Is this in 2028 when he's allowed back in?
when Will Kassouf is allowed back in, Jeff Platt will do the first interview. That's what needs to happen. Okay, because of that mess up. But it was in the moment. I get it. Not that big of a deal. But yeah. So congratulations to Leo Margets. Absolutely incredible story there for her to go on this run and become the first woman in 30 years. Again, that's
amazing.
Since 1995 when Barbara Enright did it. And
who won that?
What place did she finish in? 1995. Who won? Was it Dan Harrington?
Yeah. I think she was 5th or 6th.
Yeah, I want to say 5th.
I want to go 5th too. Look it up real quick.
Yes, you should.
Finishing 5th place after her pocket eights were outdrawn by a suited 6-3. Without playing loosey-goosey back in 1995.
I mean, God knows how that hand played.
Yeah, we need to find that hand history. Maybe it's on PokerGO.com.
Maybe. So wait, 5th place?
5th place, yeah.
5th place, yeah. What did she get for 5th place? Do you know? She probably got like $40K back then. Something ridiculous.
Doesn't have the payouts on that bit I was looking at.
Can't you just sort it?
Can I? I don't like this new WSOP website.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
1 second. I'm right there. 114K.
Oh, wow.
Not bad.
Okay. Not bad at
nice
all.
little payday.
All right. Next up, we got Michael, the Grinder, Mizrachi. Now, this guy. I mean, I can't even explain to you this guy. Well, early on in the day, it was like the first hand or something. I turned on the broadcast. He's just ripping like 19 big blinds from under the gun with ace jack. Of course, gets called by better. He's down to like 3 big blinds. I think it was like 3.2 big blinds.
Mm-hmm.
He ends up spinning it all the way back up.
This is crazy.
He's top. What is he in chips? Top 3?
Yeah.
It's just the whole thing is just out of control. He just plays
second in chips.
He plays wild hands. He's just out there. He's doing his thing. He certainly has his own style. He's got a big rail behind him, of course.
Interesting rail. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, very interesting rail. We heard he's been doing some partying, pretty much every single night.
He's partying right now. We got invited. Me and Jeff got invited to go to the Grinders party with Jarod Blesnik.
I can't even. I mean,
we politely declined.
I heard allegedly that he was partying till like 9:30 a.m.
Yep.
On these days. I mean, just an absolute beast of a human.
You know how?
Okay?
Remember how we talked
seriously.
about your run, and then you were doing everything the same every day. We were parking in the same
he's doing
spot.
the same thing every day.
This is
same
his
thing every day. Yeah,
this is it.
Same thing every day.
Yeah.
Bag party.
Get here 9:30. Go to sleep 9:30. Maybe arrive 10 minutes late, 30 minutes late.
It's unbelievable. This guy. Of course, he won his 4th PPC title earlier this summer. Now he's at the WSOP Main Event final table. He's got more than $19 million in earnings ahead of this event. The Grinder needs no freaking introduction. This is they chant his rail chants Hall of Fame. I mean, they should honestly just put him in the Hall of Fame.
The thing that a lot of people have said on social, Grinder wins the PBC, wins the main event. This is the greatest achievement in WSOP history. He should automatically win Player of the Year. We've seen some tweets where it's like, well, you need 5 cashes. We've discussed how many cashes Grinder has. He has a lot.
And he had like 11 or something.
Yeah, and this is his 12th cash. The guy that tweeted that, I'm going to call you out, Mike Norrie, has significantly less cashes than Grinder. I made sure he was aware of that. But if he does win this, he will not be able to win Player of the Year unless he gets in another tourney, does a little bit of multi-tabling.
Well, he's not
Can't put it past him. He's wild. You never know. But yeah, this will put him to, I believe, 2nd place if he wins this. And obviously, everyone around him, Sean D, Benny Glasser, Phil Sternheimer, they're all playing other events. So even that 2nd place may not stay.
I just can't even comprehend not only this summer, but like the career Grinder has had. I honestly can just not comprehend it at all. It's wild shit, man. It just is absolutely wild shit. And I kind of just feel like he's going to win. I mean, I just do, it feels like it's his time. He's got all the momentum. He looks like he's playing as free as humanly possible, not a care in the goddamn world about things. So, yeah, he's got his rail behind him. At one point today when he went, did you see when he went all in with queens? And he moved all in and stood up and like put both of his hands in the air, like while his opponent still had to act. It was shades of Best Shaq back in the day. That hand with Brett Ritchie and Phil Hellmuth. Like he's like putting his hands up in the air like he's conquered the world, yet his opponents haven't even like called or done anything yet. It was just, and then he's like laying on the floor out there at one point because like he's all in. Like the whole thing was just freaking wild, man. It was just absolutely wild. Again, he was down to just over 3 big blinds when he lost that pot super early, and he spun it all the way back up. Just like I said,
it's amazing.
A beast of a human. It's an incredible poker player. He's doing his thing out there. He does not back down against anyone. He'll get in there with like very interesting hands that like a lot of people wouldn't play. He'll make big calls, big reads. He'll talk to you. He'll try and talk you into a bluff, or he'll try and talk to you to get a read so he can make a big call. Like it's simply incredible theater to watch him. And I'm so happy he made the final table because the Grinder show continues on for at least one more day. And that's going to be tremendous entertainment when it happens. And afterwards, with Leo Margets, Jeff Platt caught up with Grinder while he was counting his chips right at the table afterwards. So let's hear that right now.
At one point, Michael Mizrachi was down to less than 2 million in chips. This is one of the more remarkable comebacks that we have seen in main event history. How'd you do it?
Buddy, I don't know. I just waited for the right spots. I never gave up. It's unbelievable. I mean, you got to get lucky at that point, but I got lucky to have an ace under the gun. Just a situation. I hit running flushes on both of them. I was only on probably like in this tournament for my life probably 3 or 4 times, and that was it. So that's pretty remarkable to get here.
You told us if you got a big stack, it would be trouble for your opponents. How much trouble will it be for them come this final table?
I can't say anything, but they're in a lot of trouble.
We've heard the Grinder chants throughout. What will this rail be like for the final table of the World Series of Poker main event?
A lot louder than this. We're taking over, buddy. It's gonna be all of us because we're finally be heads up with somebody. Hopefully.
Congratulations on a great run. We know it's not over yet. Appreciate the time.
All right, that was Jeff with Grinder. Next up, we got Braxton Dunaway, a.k.a. B. Dunn, who looked like he was going to run away with this thing. I think he was up to around 120 million in chips at one point today. Ended up finishing with, I believe, 91. He is the winner of the 2023 WSOP Monster Stack. He won that for $1,160,000. He's got more than 1.5 million in live tournament earnings. He's a part-time poker player. He's not a full-time player. He works in the oil and gas industry. He does sales and crane operations. He's a former scratch golfer. He looks like a golfer. Does
he remind you of Jake Daniels a little bit? The look, and then now you throw in the golf. the Texas, the fact that he's from Texas, I just get a very, I don't know.
I mean,
just
a little bit.
See Jake Daniels in him.
He looks exactly like what I just described. Somebody who works in oil and gas and is a scratch golfer. I mean, that's exactly what he looks like to me. Plays a little poker on the side, all good. He says that he relies heavily on live reads, and he advises that others stay present and have fun. He's a regular at Kojak's Poker Club in Midland, Texas. Believe they had some virtual rails, watch parties, and stuff going on down there. So I'm sure they're getting rowdy. Maybe they're coming out. Who knows? There's a day off for all these players. So likely going to get the rails a little bit rowdier as they get some family and friends out here. A big sports fanatic is Braxton Dunaway. I believe he's a fan of the Oklahoma Sooners, if I'm correct, and also some high school football, which you would expect being from Texas. But Braxton Dunaway, been playing extremely well. I think he's another, he's a little bit more I guess, fine-tuned than Grinder is.
Mm-hmm.
But they both kind of play a very live poker exploit type of style, right? They're not. I don't think they're super theory guys.
Yeah.
So I like that. There's a bit of rawness to them, right? I mean, Grinder is 1,000% raw. I mean, that guy's just he's a gorilla. It's just what he is. I know Jesse Lonis is the gorilla, but I think Grinder's the real gorilla. The real gorilla.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Braxton Dunaway, he's got some game, he's got some skills, he's got some different tricks up his sleeve. He's also very fun to watch.
Go
ahead.
Real quick on Braxton Dunaway, he came up to me a few days ago and he was like, "You that guy that wears those jackets?" I was like, "Yeah." He's asking me, he's like, "Could I borrow one of those if I make the final table?" I'm like, "Yeah, no problem. I mean, it's hot up there, but you can borrow one if you want." He's okay, yeah. So if I make it, I go, "When you make it?" I go, "When you make it, you can borrow one." He goes, "Okay, when I make it." This was day 6. And then he started telling us a story about how he was in an Uber ride back to his Airbnb or hotel. He goes, "Yeah, I was in the Uber ride. The guy, the guy was asking me about poker. He's like, "You just play poker?" He goes, "Yeah. How you doing?" Braxton had a lot of chips. He's like, "Yeah, I'm doing okay. He goes, "Yeah, I used to play poker too, right? You're an Uber driver in Vegas. That's most likely why I one time played poker, right?" Then the Uber driver goes, "Yeah, I have a bracelet." And Braxton was trying to figure out who it is. He goes, "Yeah, my name's Toto Leonidas."
Oh my.
And then he was telling
Toto Leonidas.
Yeah, Leonidas, sorry, yeah. He told Braxton a story about how he tried to get staked by Phil Ivey. He tried to ask him for some money. Phil just gave him a flag and kind of shoot him off. "I don't want anything to do with you. Just take the money and go."
Sounds like we should be asking Phil Ivey for staking if he's just going to throw us flags and tell us to get the fuck out of here.
I mean, there's no risk. You should just literally ask everyone. They may give you something. But
very true.
Yeah, he's a super nice guy, super down to earth, super humble. I interviewed him when he won his Monster Stack. We've been chatting on breaks and stuff during this last few days, and yeah, really, really nice gentleman he is.
If you had to borrow money today,
yeah,
how much money do you think you could borrow?
Am I talking I can ask anyone in the world?
Yeah, sure.
What's it for? I just make up a lie?
You can make up whatever you want. I don't know.
I think I could get at least $1 million.
Yeah, I was thinking the same, easily $500K. I could go. I feel like I could go around here and get it easily.
Yeah.
We know enough people. I think we got good.
If you can make a good sob story.
I don't even think you need a sob story. I think we got good enough reputations that we could make it happen.
I think our reputation's outstanding. Yeah.
That's what I mean. If we could just start, we should just start walking around, and then we'll just go to Mexico. Just F off.
What do you mean? We put it on black, bro.
Put it on black. Okay.
Try and double.
Black.
And then when we
Let's
lose,
put it on a number at least.
No, black. I just need to get to $2 million. I get the $1 million back. I get that $1 million to play poker tournaments.
Okay.
Come on.
Craziness.
Think about how many South Point nightly buy-ins I get with $1 million.
Yeah. Kenny Hallaert.
Yeah.
Back at the final table once again. 2016 WSOP Main Event. He got 6th place for $1.46 million. He's got almost $6 million in total earnings ahead of this event. He's going to add another $1 million to that at least. He is a PokerStars live events advisor, longtime tournament director across Europe. He's got well over 100 WSOP caches. He's the creator of the Spacey FCB Google Sheet or Google Doc, which tracks all the. It was a whole giant schedule laid out, but all like in one place of all the tournaments in Las Vegas. I know some others have kind of spawned off of that, but Spacey FCB was the OG one, as far as I'm concerned. He's a passionate foodie, a traveler, a cyclist, and he's back. He had a lot more chips. He was the chip leader the past 2 days, I believe. And then today,
decent sized chip leader too, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean he's kind of fallen back, but still extremely healthy. Not the chip lead, but Kenny's been absolutely freaking crushing it. And I'm sure, like someone like him, of course, like Grinder as well, having done this dance before, that has to be so big. Like that experience, you know what to expect, you know what to go into it, you know what it's going to be like. I liken it to, like Tom Brady and the Patriots. They used to always talk about how they know what the Super Bowl is going to be like because it's just so different. Like the game is much longer, halftime is a little bit longer, like the pregame is longer, all this sort of stuff, right? You have all these other extra things in addition to just the game. It's not just a regular game. So, maybe under those bright lights with all the hoopla, the cameras, the production, all this sort of stuff that happens with the WSOP Main Event final table, and some of these other players not having experienced, that level of spectacle. But Kenny Hallaert has, Michael Mizrachi has, and I believe they were both at the final table when it was at the Rio and the Penn and Teller Theater, which was even more crazy, right? Because you're up on the stage in front of everyone. There's that huge wall of fans everyone's got a section. The whole thing was just bananas. Here, yes, the crowd is like right on top of you and very loud and boisterous and whatever, but it's still a smaller amount of people. Yeah. It's not as much as it was over at the Penn and Teller Theater. And I miss the Penn and Teller Theater for this thing. I really, really do. Luka Bojovic, 37-year-old doctor.
Interesting.
He's a Serbian doctor, but he lives in Vienna. He's got more than $700K in earnings ahead of this one, so more than doubling it by making this final table. He final tabled WSOP Europe Main Event back in 2024, so last year. He got 8th for $134,000. He began playing poker in high school. Daily routines include meditation, the gym, stretching, as I think I would expect from a doctor, a man of health. He expects strong support from his poker crew that are flying in for the final table. So sounds like they are on their way. He did have a loud crew already. I wonder if that's all of them or if there are more. There are reinforcements coming. But he, I believe, had one of the larger rails. It was him. Grinders was very loud. Leo Margets was loud, but not like chanting loud. Yeah. Djokovic's were chanting. Mizrachi's were chanting. Okay. Then we got Adam Hendrix, the Iceman, 32-year-old poker pro, originally from Alaska. Where does he live now? Does he live here or does he
Vegas?
Yeah. Well, because all of his bio stuff kept saying that he lives in Virginia, and I was like, I thought he did,
definitely,
but then he
lives
moved
here.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. More than $8 million in career tournament earnings, 5 career PGT wins. He's a regular in the studio. So for those of us PGT heads, he's kind of the hometown hero.
He may have the most experience under this kind of setting, the bright lights is what I mean. I'm not talking about obviously playing for, $10 million, but, even compared to Grinder, who's made obviously a lot of final tables here at the World Series of Poker, Adam Hendrix spent a lot of time in the studio playing a lot of high rollers, and obviously not just at the studio, but around the world where he is on these final tables and these feature tables, and he's really been, those lights, they're not easy to battle under, right? Because they're in your face, it's hot. You've got to make decisions while also, dealing with those kind of elements. So he may have that advantage over even, slightly over Grinder and Kenny.
He traveled around when he was younger, lived in Scotland, Egypt, Alaska, all due to his father working in the oil industry. He was I believe a former software engineer who then left that to become a poker pro. I believe that's how it went. And yeah, he's been in the studio for all of our events, whether it's Hold'em or PLO. Doesn't play the mixed game stuff, but plays all the other stuff. He's in there for every single series, grinding. Also travels the circuit pretty regularly, WPTs and whatnot. So Adam Hendrix is, he's like the well-known pro. I mean, obviously Grinder's the well-known pro, but Grinder kind of transcends just being like a well-known pro. He's like the big star. Whereas, Adam Hendrix is just that experienced pro. And I would not be surprised in the slightest if he's able to come back. He's kind of on the shorter side of chips. If he's able to come back and win this thing. I would be very curious to see, because he did recently take to Triton, I believe. Like he went over and played some events at Triton. Yeah, so like depending on what sort of score he gets here, is he become a regular in Triton? Does he play super high rollerball? That sort of stuff. Do we see, like, if he wins $10 million, do you think he plays super high rollerball? I mean, he's played with a lot of those guys. It's not like he's like out of his element.
I spent a lot of time with Adam outside of, obviously, of this setting. We play basketball together and soccer and some other sports. And I think he's pretty level-headed, pretty humble guy. I don't see him dropping 300K in an event like that on a regular basis. Now, if an event has the value, he sees that, maybe the Triton Invitational at Paradise is a good spot to take a shot due to the field, then I would see him definitely doing that. But I think this breed of pros coming up, like the crew that rolls with Hendrix, are pretty smart and pretty value-driven when it comes to picking their spots, because you know what? You're going to see Adam Hendrix in a 25K. You're probably also going to see him in an $800 buy-in tournament at the win. So a lot of these guys are like that, and I don't see him going crazy and dusting off all this money.
Okay. Daehyung Lee began playing poker in 2021, so he's the rookie. As far as I'm concerned. He does have 148K in live tournament earnings ahead of this one. 5-figure scores. His best result was at the WSOP. He cashed in a 2025 3K no limit event. So earlier this summer, he has 3 career WSOP cashes, making his 4th. It says that he's planning to donate winnings to improve poker in South Korea. Now, I don't know if that's like all the winnings, some of the winnings, but still an honorable cause there. I mean, he's the new kid on the block. I don't know much about him, other than kind of what his bio says. He's obviously seems like he's been playing pretty solid. I don't recall really seeing him too involved in the streams. I've watched a lot of the coverage for the past couple of days. I don't think he's been, totally active, but that's kind of good when you can kind of just fly under the radar and make it to the final table.
He's definitely, we don't really like to root specifically for players, being on the media side. I feel like we always tend to root for storylines, or we root for the industry as a whole. And he kind of fits that industry one. We talked about what is the best result for poker to grow the game. It's probably a woman winning. Is it someone from Japan or South Korea, or, back in the day we were cheering for like South Americans, etc. So, that's the storyline that kind of follows him, and especially if he's going to reinvest potentially some or all of this $10 million into the poker ecosystem in South Korea. You've talked often about the Japanese players this series are just kind of taking over. Well, what does this lead to? What's the ripple effect, say, 2028, 2029? Are we going to see a whole wave of, South Korean players flooding the WSOP and kind of taking over?
And then rounding out the table, we have Jarod Minghini, a poker player from West Virginia. He has around $1 million in earnings, 5 WSOP circuit rings.
That's pretty good.
He does reside in Lake Tahoe, adrenaline junkie, loves snowboarding, surfing, and dirt biking. He was trying to qualify for the Olympics, I believe, for snowboarding, but then an injury derailed that. After the injury, which I believe ended his career as it pertained to professional sports and snowboarding, he turned into poker. He got seriously into poker, and now here he is on poker's biggest stage. He wants to honor his late brother's memory through his poker success. He likes staying focused, present, and hungry at the table, and his routine includes fresh air and mental clarity. So that is rounding out the final table. You got the chip counts.
Yeah.
In order. Obviously, John Wasnock is the chip leader. I believe he has 108 million. But why don't you give it to us from number 1 to number 9?
Yeah, as you mentioned, John does have the only player with over 100 million, 108 million 100. That is good for a total of 68 big blinds.
Yeah, they're going to be playing still 800,000, 1.6 million.
Yeah, about another hour, I think. Then basically got Michael Mizrachi, Braxton Dunaway, pretty closely grouped. 93 million for Grinder, 91.9 for Braxton. That's basically 58 and 57 big blinds. Little drop here, Kenny Hallaert, 80 million, 500,000. That's 50 bigs. And then this is where we really sink down. We got Leo Margets. She's in 5th place, 53.4. Luka Bojovic, 51 million. Adam Hendrix, 7th place, 48 million. So those three are tightly grouped. And then we're looking at Daehyung Lee, 34.9, and Jarod Minghini, 23.6. So I would expect to see, those middle stacks, Leo, Luka, and Adam really just kind of waiting out, looking at that ICM, trying to ladder up a few spots, while, John and especially Grinder and especially Braxton probably going to try and pressure everyone else. The problem here for Braxton is his position, is his seat at the table. Remember, he's C3. You got John and Grinder on his immediate left. So he's raising into the bigger stacks. He's going to have a really tough spot, to try and chip up. He may have to kind of stick around and play a little bit more snug.
I think we're going to see a big pot early between Braxton Dunaway and Michael Mizrachi. That's what I think we're going to see.
Really? Okay.
I don't think those guys give a shit.
Grinder definitely doesn't. Braxton, though, it's a big moment. There's a big spot for him. He may have a bracelet,
moment,
but hey, there's $10 million up top.
I understand, but I don't know. I feel like those two are going to tangle, and it's going to be a big clash, and that's what we're going to see. That's going to be kind of the early story from this final table. So
I think we may see Adam Hendrix go one of two ways. I think he may say, "Hey, I'm better. I'm the best player here. I'm going to take the spots if I think it's the spot." Or do we see him, sit around? I think he's going to go really polarizing.
I think he sits back.
Okay,
Adam Hendrix. Yeah.
And then if you Jarod Minghini, you got 15 bigs. You're the shortest stack. You got $1 million in the pocket. That's a lot of ski passes up in Lake Tahoe. You may just say, whatever. I'm kind of free rolling now. Maybe I'll find the ace-6 offsuit and just get it in.
Maybe, but I don't think he's going to do that with the ace-6 offsuit. Okay. So we had 24 players that came back today. We lost Richard Freitas first, Sebastian Schultz after him in 23rd, Stefan Nemetz in 22nd, Thomas Schwartzberg in 21st. Schwartzberg, 21st this year, 30th last year.
Amazing.
21st this year was 360K, 30th last year was 300K. So incredible back-to-back runs for Tomas Schwartzberg. Chris Dombrowski, 20th place. Diego Ponce, 19th. Muhammad Parati, 18th. Daniel Ican, probably butchered that last name. I'm sorry, Daniel, 17th. Sergio Veloso, 16th. Lataro Guerra, the PLO God, 15th. Ruben Carrera, 14th. Maxim Pisarenko, 13th. Joe Ozamok, 12th. The legendary Tony Gregg, 11th, and then Joey Padron. We already talked about him. 10th, not Josh, by the way. Joey.
Yeah.
Not Josh, Joey. Tony Gregg did well. Obviously, the legendary player doesn't play poker as often as he once did, but looks like he hasn't lost a single step.
No.
Comes out here, finishes 11th, collects $750,000. What else on the main event?
What else you want to talk about?
What else you got? What are your thoughts? What are your takes? What's your, I don't know, tell me something.
I think this is the best final table we've had in a long time. And what I mean by that, it's got kind of everything we always want. We got 5 countries represented. Okay, tick.
Well, I'm not there, and that's what I wanted.
Well, shit, that's I would have wanted that too. But let's be real. We have a woman. It's been, as you mentioned, this is the storyline. It's been way too long. That box is ticked. We have not just a notable name. We have multiple notable names. We obviously got Grinder, 7-time bracelet winner.
Grinder.
We got Adam Hendrix, another notable name. Obviously, Leo.
They're going to need more wristbands for Grinder's rail.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, we can talk about that too. Kenny Hallaert, been there before. Obviously a big name in Europe. He's been around poker a long time. We've got the oh God, I'm blanking on names, right? Who's the logger that finished second? Come on. The Ivy year. Come on.
Now you made me blank on it. Everyone out there is yelling.
Everyone's getting mad at
Rich is
us.
for sure yelling.
Okay. But we have John Wasnock.
Darvin Moon.
Darvin Moon. I'm not saying John Wasnock is terrible poker, but I'm saying we have the older gentleman that kind of doesn't belong. He's got chips.
What do you mean he doesn't belong?
No, I'm saying we're looking at these. We've got big names.
Put some respect on Wasnock's name.
You know what? You're right.
That's Mike McCarthy out there. Come on, man.
You're right. But like we got that storyline. We got the South Korean. You know, we want that country where we can have poker boom. We have a bit of everything. We got a little bit of a sad story with Jarod and his brother. We have this final table is everything. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean it is a really good final table. I think probably slotting in Tony Gregg, probably would have made it a little bit better.
Sure.
But either way, it does have a bit of everything. I think just getting Mizrachi and Margets there is enough to make this really, really, really compelling and draw in people that are kind of on the fringe of poker. Mizrachi just has those, he'll bring in the people that are tugging at the nostalgia strings, who are thinking of like the old stars of the game, because Mizrachi, during the poker boom was one of the biggest stars, if not the biggest for a time. And then obviously, we talked about it every single year. Like, is a woman going to make it? Is a woman going to make it? Is a woman going to make it? Well, finally we have it. So let's see what that ultimately does for the game. I can only imagine that it does positive things. So we'll see how those things play out. I think the best result, like entertainment wise, headlines, PR, whatever, is probably Mizrachi versus Margets heads up. But, there's obviously a lot of storylines, and I'm just excited to watch it all play out. I'm also, I was very much enjoying the coverage today without Luka. Thought it was great. Really enjoyed Jeff and Brent.
Kasuf at this table, oh my God, it would have been great.
No.
With Cabral.
No, I'm happy. I'm happy he's gone. Jeff and Brent were great. Nick and Ali were incredible. Still thinking Nick is just going to punch Ali at some point. Can't wait for that to happen. So yeah. What's the plan for the streaming for this sort of stuff?
All right, guys, they're taking a day off. So we're going to do some interviews.
Yeah, why?
Go do some interviews.
Just keep playing, guys. I thought this was a game of endurance.
We'll give them some sleep. They're playing for $10 million. Tuesday, July 15th, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Final table begins on PokerGO.com. Now,
is there a plan for like stop at 3, stop at 4, or is it kind of just see how it goes?
It's a very see how it goes, but I would say somewhere around that 3 or 4 players will stop. It will kind of be how quick it gets down to 3. Looking at these chip stacks, it smells like we're going to get down to 3. And then they'll come back the next day, same time, same place, try and conclude that final table, play down to the winner. So it's kind of the streaming plans. Now, if you're in town, well, come down the Horseshoe. There's 2 big screens with the live feed.
Yeah, they'd already started filling up today a little bit.
Yeah, there was chairs. There's a bar here. The atmosphere is awesome. If you want to go into the stage, though, no, you got no chance. These players only get 8 wristbands. Now, you said Luka Bojovic bringing a whole plane from Serbia.
I mean, that's what it said.
Okay, he's got 8. He's only allowed 8 people back there. That's going to be pretty tough.
I don't understand why it's only 8.
Oh, I know why there's 8. Okay, let me do some math real quick.
It's ridiculous. Each person needs to be allowed like 30.
There's 72 seats up there.
Why are there only 72 seats? Again, bring me back to the Penn and Teller Theater.
Yeah,
please.
we need to build a big stage. 72 seats.
Can't we do this? Isn't there a theater here?
Divided by 9
Isn't
players
there a theater
is what?
here?
Is what? 72 seats divided by 9 players is
8.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but isn't there a theater here?
The Jubilee Theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we do it there?
That's actually a pretty nice theater. Yeah, we could do it there. Should we move the set? Should we carry the set over?
Right. Yeah, piece by piece. We'll do it right now. No, but I mean, it just seems like,
That's the main reason, right? They have a set. We can't just relocate it overnight. Now, the difference with Penn and Teller is what? 4 months wait, 3 months wait or something, right? We can dismantle the set and move it. So that's just a different time, different way of production. And
I just feel, I just don't like how people on these rails get shut out.
the way you could actually do it is you build 2 sets. You have this set, then you build a final table set. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could just allow more people in there. Like
it is a fire hazard, and
I get
Caesars
that.
will get sued for millions and millions of dollars. So that's why it's their rules, not ours.
I understand.
Because you and me, yes, we'd let the floodgates open, let everybody in there, but we don't have to pay those fines coming out of our salary.
Everyone's guaranteed $1 million. The next 2 pay jumps are worth $250,000 each, $250,000, $1.25 million for 8th, $1.5 million for 7th. Then the pay jumps start to get a little bit larger. You go up to $1.9 million, so a pay jump of $400K from 7th to 6th. From 6th to 5th, you jump $500K, and then from 5th to 4th, you jump $600K, and you get up to $3 million for 4th place. And it's $3 million for 4th, it's $4 million for 3rd, it's $6 million for 2nd, and then of course 1st place, $10 million. The WSOP Main Event final table is set. Leo Margets, the first woman in 30 years to make it. Michael Mizrachi is trying to do the absolutely positively unthinkable and win this damn thing after all he's done in his career. Tuesday on PokerGO, you guys can watch it live. It's going to be, I'm going to be glued to it. I'm going to be here, yes, but I'm also going to be glued to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing both the same things. I just love watching the broadcast while I'm here. I don't want to miss a single thing that those guys say. We got Nick Wright joining the booth, which is going to be tremendous. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And it's going to be a lot of fun. As always, Tim and I will be breaking it down every single day. So be sure to stay tuned. But we're not done here yet. We got to wrap up the rest of everything that's going on here at the 2025 World Series of Poker. So what do we got?
7 events today.
Oh my God.
7 more
so
events
many.
today.
It's so many.
3 winners. Let's go through the winners real quickly.
It's so many.
3,000 Mid-Stakes Championship. That was won by Ian O'Hara. First bracelet. Took home $1.189 million. Joshua Boulton, he won the Poker Hall of Fame bounty, $311K. Ryutaro Suzuki claimed his 2nd bracelet in the Toss event. First ever Toss event. That's horse. Get rid of the Hold'em. Add to 7 triple draw. $273K. He beat Toby Lewis. Heads up. Previous not November 9. Previous WSOP final tableist.
Close enough.
The Lucky Sevens is down to 8 players. And in the hunt for the bracelet, Patrick Pads Landon. He's won a short stacks, but he's still in the hunt.
14 big blinds. 14 big blinds for Pads.
Nicola Brashi, chip leader, 73.8. PGT winner Alan Shen, he is 2nd in chips. So they are playing for the massive $777 $777 first prize. 3 other events to go. The 10K 6 Max Championship, Jacob Meagle leads. They got 546 entrants. There's only 27 left. 980. See, this is where you want to round up. $986,337 for first. Bump that up to a nice clean milli. Some players still in the hunt. Leonard Mao, Eric Wasserson, Isaac Kempton, Mike Watson, Daniel Negreanu, Sam Soverall, Dario Sabatino. 27.
Okay.
Yeah. Moving on. 800 no limit deep stack day 1 today. Whatever. We won't touch on that till tomorrow, but they had 2,800 players. 3K Peerless.
What was that one? Sorry.
That's the 800 deep stack. The one that I said we should play, and then you're like, no chance in hell.
They made the money though. Today, I believe.
I think they should have, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. 420. Yep. And the final event, 3K PLO 6 Max, Josh Ledeen's leads that. That's also day 1. They had 1,088 players down to 198. So a lot of stuff going on. Didn't really feel like that because this room was fairly empty, but on the day off, Monday, July 14th, we're going to have 2 more events beginning. We're going to have the 1,500 closer, day 1A. We're going to have the 25K horse high roller. And then after that, there's just 2 more events. 5K no limit hold'em, 1K turbo. But most importantly, WSOP main event. Final table.
I mean, that's really the only thing that matters.
Exactly.
I know it's not, but it's the it's the priority, of course. It's in the top of our minds.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I can't freaking wait for this one to play out. You got a early prediction on who you think's going to win?
It's hard to go past Grinder, but
I mean, I feel the same way. I mean, he just looks like he's feeling it.
yeah,
Absolutely feeling it.
I really need to know if I can get told that he was at the place that he was going tonight until 9:30 a.m., then he's going to win. But if he backs out early, goes to bed at like 6 a.m.
Tries to switch it up, tries to
I don't
go
want
back
no
to
switch
normal.
up.
No, you want him to just be partying all night.
He's doing espresso martinis at the bar right here. He needs to keep doing that. If he keeps doing that, he's going to win. If he tries to be all like normal, no chance. He's dead. He's dead in fourth.
Yeah, I think I kind of feel the same way. To be honest, he just needs to keep whatever the hell is working. Just keep doing that Grinder. So yeah, it just seems like that's what's clicking. That's what's got you done. I feel like it's going to be a hard time for anyone to beat Grinder, but of course, kind of anything can happen in this thing. We know how good some of these other players are. Even just getting to this point, I think everyone is a very capable player, and I wouldn't be surprised if any of them won. That said, to me, it just feels like Grinder is playing the most free, and we obviously know how good he is when he's in that sort of state of mind. And that builds into things like making big calls, reading opponents, talking them into things, like whatever. So I don't know. I feel like he's going to be a handful. That said, there could be some sort of I'll say blow up, not necessarily, maybe more of like a mistake, a bad play, a punt or whatever. Like that's certainly something that Grinder could fall into, right? I'm also interested to see how Leo Margets comes out of the gate. I can't imagine you don't feel the pressure of being the first woman in 30 years to make the main event final table. I'm talking about today, as you're playing down, you're getting so close. I mean, everyone's human, so I'm sure you have to feel that at some point, right? Now, does that pressure continue into the final table? One, if it even was there, or does she feel pressure at the final table, thinking okay, I can't just make it. I need to perform. How much of a letdown would it be if she busted first?
I don't think there is any. She made it.
No,
we've been waiting for her to get there.
I understand, but I'm not saying it's necessarily not what we think. It's how she feels.
I think she is hoping. I think she's just wanting to get to fifth. She wants to tie it.
So then, if you say that, then that means that she might feel pressure in your mind.
I think she does feel pressure. I don't think she should feel pressure. I think she's made it, and that is the achievement we've been waiting for since 1995. And I don't think she's going to lose any respect or anything from anybody that, if she, I say flame out, but not really, but she busts in ninth. I don't think the storyline is Leo Margets misses opportunity. It's going to be, the storyline is still the same. She made the final table, first time since Barbara Enright. You can't take that away from her.
No, I agree with you. I'm just trying to, think about how she might feel going into it and if that would affect her play at all. I already mentioned, I think Braxton Dunaway and Michael Mizrachi are going to probably clash early. I just feel like their styles, I don't feel like these guys are ones to back down from one another. I mean, they played a pretty crazy hand today they both had King 4. And they were not in the blinds. So, I mean, I just don't think these two are one to back down. They're going to play as they see fit. They're going to get aggressive. They're going to put the pressure on. And, it's kind of like a game of chicken between those two. So I'm looking forward to that somewhat early. I wouldn't be surprised if they just play some sort of 50 million chip pot kind of right out of the gate while Jarod Minghini is over there sitting yeah, guys, just go nuts, please, because I could maybe collect a 250K pay jump. So, yeah, I think Adam Hendrix is just going to really pick his spots. I think he obviously understands the moment. He understands the pay jump. He's well experienced. He's well equipped for this sort of thing. I don't think there's any sort of reason for Adam Hendrix to take any unnecessary risks. I think he's gonna try and maneuver. Is how I would say his
Good way to
play.
put it, yeah.
I have no idea what to expect from the chip leader. Just because we don't know him, and I know he rose to the chip lead, but he didn't seem like he was like overly aggressive throughout. So I think Wasnock is just going to be pretty solid. I would expect Kenny to be solid as well. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it all. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But my big thing is I think we see a clash early between Braxton, Dunaway, and Michael Mizrachi. That's my kind of big prediction that I'm sticking with. But yeah, anything else? You got any community cards?
Do not.
Did you meet a Ryan who's a teacher from California?
I mean, probably.
Well, I believe I met him today, and shout out to him. He's playing the closer.
Did you get a hat?
No, but he didn't ask for one, so I didn't give him one.
I often ask because I think a lot of people think people think that we're out. So I'm like, hey, do you want a hat? Oh, I thought you were out. Yeah, I'll take one. You know,
I don't ask. Well, he can always come get one.
Right, come get a hat from us. Yeah.
But yeah. All right, cool. That's it. You good?
Are we partying tomorrow? Or are we going to take the day off?
Hell no, we're not taking the day off. Plus, there's 9,000 other events going on. We'll have something to talk about.
I think we should wrap up the World Series.
Maybe. But the World Series isn't over, so I don't know.
Yeah, when else are we going to do it?
I don't know. We can talk about all the other events.
All right.
So
sounds good.
All right. Well, this episode's done. I'll tell you guys that much. It's
3:42 a.m. Oh my
we need to go home. He's Tim Duckworth. I'm Donnie Peters, and we will talk to you guys next time.
See you.